The Whispering Tree, a calm bedtime story for peace and mindfulness. The Whispering Tree, Part 1. Once upon a soft, quiet hill, there stood a tree that never hurried. Its leaves swayed gently in the breeze, never rushing, never loud, just whispering softly to the wind. Beneath the tree lived a small turtle named Nilo. Nilo liked to take slow walks each morning and long, peaceful rests each afternoon. Every evening, Nilo would sit beside the whispering tree and listen. The tree whispered things like, "Be still, breathe deep, feel the ground beneath you." Nilo would close his eyes and do just that. He would breathe in, slowly, and out, gently. He would feel the cool earth under his shell and the warm air on his face. And the worries of the day would float away like tiny clouds in a big blue sky. One day, a young bird named Kima landed on a branch of the tree. Kima was always busy, flapping, chirping, flying here and there. "Why are you sitting still?" Kima asked. "I'm listening," said Nilo softly. "To what?" "To the tree," said Nilo. Kima tilted her head. "Trees don't talk. This one does," Nilo smiled. "But not with words. It speaks with stillness." Kima blinked, fluffed her feathers, and sat quietly on the branch. And for the first time, she heard it too. A whisper, not in sound, but in feeling. "Rest now. Just be." The Whispering Tree, Part 2. Kima stayed still for a long time, longer than she ever had before. The breeze brushed gently over her feathers. The sky above faded into a soft gold, and the sounds of the world slowed down. Crickets beginning to hum, the wind sighing through the grass. "Is this what peace feels like?" Kima asked in a hush. Nilo nodded. "Yes, it's always here when we stop and notice." The whispering tree rustled its leaves softly, as if nodding too. For many days after that, Kima returned to the tree. She still flew high and far, but now she always came back before the sun went down. She liked the feeling of sitting still beside Nilo. She liked how her thoughts felt lighter, her heart less tangled. One evening, Kima brought a friend, a young fox named Luma, who had trouble sleeping. Luma's thoughts raced at night, and her dreams were loud and fast. Kima said gently, "Come sit with us. The tree will help." Luma curled beside Nilo, her tail tucked around her paws. She didn't know what to expect, but soon she noticed the quiet rhythm of the tree's leaves, the deep, even breathing of Nilo, the warmth of the fading sun on her fur. Then she felt something new, a soft hush inside, like a lake without ripples. She closed her eyes. The tree whispered again, "You don't have to fix everything tonight. Just rest." And so Luma did. That night, she dreamed of a still forest, full of light. No rushing, no chasing, just peace. The Whispering Tree, Part 3. From that evening on, more and more animals came to sit beneath the whispering tree. They came not because they were told to, but because they felt something special when they did. Something quiet, something kind. There was a squirrel named Tilly, who was always searching for more acorns, more twigs, more everything. She came and sat, tapping her little paws, unsure of what to do. Nilo smiled and said gently, "You don't need to do anything here." So she sat and waited. At first, her thoughts bounced like pebbles skipping on water. But after a while, they began to sink slowly, deeper, quieter, until all that was left was stillness. The whispering tree whispered again, "You already have enough. You already are enough." Tilly's paws stopped twitching. She breathed in and let go. Then came a pair of twin owls, Luna and Lonnie, who argued often about which branch was better to sleep on, which cloud looked nicer, or which path was shorter. They sat on different branches at first, both frowning, but as the moon rose, they listened to the same wind, felt the same calm, and without a word, slowly flew to the same branch and tucked close together. The whispering tree whispered, "Kindness is quieter than being right." And the owls slept peacefully side by side. Night after night, the little clearing under the tree glowed with calm. not from lights or lanterns, but from hearts resting, from minds slowing, from friends breathing together in the stillness, and the tree, old and gentle, whispered without words, "Peace is not far. It lives inside you, waiting to be remembered." The Whispering Tree, Part 4. One night, the sky was cloudy, and the stars were hidden. The animals gathered as they always did. But tonight, something felt different. The breeze was cooler. The night was darker, and a soft rain began to fall. Luma the fox tucked her nose under her tail. Tilly the squirrel huddled under a leaf. Even the twin owls blinked with uncertainty. Kima flapped her wings and whispered, "Will the tree still whisper tonight?" Nilo looked up at the branches, droplets gently rolling off the leaves. He smiled softly and said, "Even in the rain, peace is here. Sometimes it sounds different." They all listened. The rain pattered gently on the leaves, soft like a lullaby. The wind didn't rush. It sang low and slow like a hum. And beneath it all, the tree still whispered. This time, it said, even the clouds pass, even the storm rests. You can too. One by one, the animals let go of their worry. Tilly stopped twitching. Luma uncurled. The owls relaxed their wings. And even in the rain, they found peace. The clearing shimmered not with light, but with stillness. Each raindrop seemed to carry a message. Be here. Be now. Be gentle. And when the clouds drifted away, the stars returned, quiet and kind, like old friends coming home. The whispering tree stood tall, calm as always, its roots deep in the earth, its leaves whispering in the soft night air. And the animals slept. The Whispering Tree, Part 5. Morning came softly. Sunlight spilled over the hill, warm and golden. The grass sparkled with leftover rain, and the air was fresh, like a deep breath after a long sleep. One by one, the animals stretched and opened their eyes. Luma yawned and smiled. I slept so deeply, like the whole world was holding me. Nilo nodded slowly. That's what happens when we feel safe. Kima fluttered down beside them. Do you think the tree ever sleeps? The whispering tree stood very still, as if listening. I think it rests in its own way, said Nilo. Not with closed eyes, but with a quiet heart. As the animals began to go about their day, they found that something had changed. Not in the world, but in how they moved through it. Tilly didn't race to collect more acorns. Instead, she picked just a few, then sat on a rock and watched the clouds go by. The owls didn't argue. They played a silent game, counting how many different bird songs they could hear in a single breath. Luma noticed that the breeze felt softer when she walked slowly. Kima found a new rhythm in her wings, less flapping, more gliding. And Nilo, well, Nilo simply smiled, like always. He moved slowly, breathed deeply, and let the day unfold like a gentle story. That evening, as the sky turned pink and lavender, the animals gathered once again beneath the whispering tree. But this time, they didn't come only to be comforted. They came to say thank you. Each animal offered something simple: a feather, a flower, a smooth pebble, a quiet hum. They placed their gifts at the tree's roots. The tree rustled softly in the fading light. And the whisper came again, steady and warm. Peace grows when we share it. The clearing glowed, not with candles or lamps, but with something deeper, gratitude. And under that quiet sky, no one needed to speak. They just breathed and listened and rested.
The Whispering Tree, Part 6, the last part. Many seasons passed beneath the whispering tree. Leaves changed, winds shifted, rains came and went. But always the tree stood tall and still, its presence calm and kind. And the animals, though they grew and changed, always remembered. Tilly the squirrel became a little slower in her leaps, but she smiled more often and shared her acorns freely. Kima flew farther than ever before, across rivers and mountains. But no matter where she went, she always returned to rest under the tree. Luma, once restless, became a gentle guide to younger animals. She would lead them up the hill at dusk and say softly, come listen. And Nilo, wise old Nilo, remained by the tree, steady as the roots. His shell grew mossy, his step slower, but his eyes always sparkle with peace. One evening, a tiny mouse arrived, trembling with worry. "I can't stop thinking," she whispered. "I'm scared all the time." Nilo looked at her with kind eyes. "Then you are just in the right place." The mouse curled beside him, and as the sun dipped low, the others gathered too. The whispering tree rustled its leaves in the breeze, now golden with the setting sun. And the whisper came, "Even the smallest heart holds a great stillness. Even the busiest mind can learn to be quiet. Even now, peace is here." No one spoke. No one needed to. Together they breathed. Together they listened. Together they rested. And in that quiet place, under the old whispering tree, the world felt soft and kind, as if every leaf, every breeze, every breath was saying, "You are safe. You are enough. You are home."